wanna move close enough? Now who wanna move out of? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock them. There we go.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. It's Friday. How is everyone?
I'm pretty good.
I don't know.
Oh gosh, Greg, what was that?
I'm just trying to talk like you are.
You can't.
Yeah.
You guys are wearing the same hat for a minute there. I didn't know which one of you was which. I would wear that same hat, but I have fucking told Matt every single goddamn game, where's my Juice Gang hat? And still, look, I'm wearing the Who Day hat.
Well, he likes me more.
Yep, I know.
It just is what it is.
That's right. It's a hand job for nothing. Fuck it.
Well, you should have used your mouth.
Well, that's a tip I could have used earlier in the season, Dale, and then I would have had my Juice Gang hat. I didn't know that that's what Juice Gang stood for.
It does. Matt gives you his juices and he initiates you with a hat.
Well,
it's just thank you.
All right, Matt, I'll see maybe St. Taddy's Day. Maybe it's St. Taddy's Day. I can.
Hey, Matt Walker, I have an announcement. They sent my gift card thing back because stupidly those were not stamps I put on the thing. So Matt, I apologize. The thing did get mailed back.
Stickers. Those were scented stickers that Greg had.
Out of his coloring book.
So Matt, I apologize, buddy. I will let you know when I resend it out. Resend it out as soon as I can, bud. This is my apologies. So hopefully I'll try to get it sent soon. But bro, thank you.
Meanwhile, Greg's having 50 West. He found a gift card.
But meanwhile,
they sent it back to me. I might as well use it. He said.
If you let it go and it comes back, you keep it.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of 50 West, we are proud sponsors of 50 West and Midwest. That's Barbecue. Proud sponsors of the show. Hey, by the way, Chop, I still have more lemonade in my back seat. Do you want it or?
What's that? Does that mean something? You got lemonade in your back seat?
In my car. Do you still want it?
Oh, in the car. I thought you were talking about something else. But yeah. Yeah, Greg. I'll take everything out of your back seat.
All right.
I guess before we talk about Brock Bowers and the draft, we got a couple of Bengals topics. There's the cap numbers is like $255 million, so even higher than expected.
Hey, guess what? We're going to sign T to a long-term deal probably now.
Oh, by the way, another big news. The Bengals are reportedly now trying to get T signed to a deal before the franchise tag.
Let me tell you something, Greg. Done.
Five deals done.
Yeah, pretty much. It's done deal.
Let's hope so. I just want to be honest with you. I hope they do get like a 3-year deal done with him, so we don't have to pay him that much.
Oh yeah. Hey, I agree.
Oh, Dolphins have informed Xavier Howard he will be released at the start of the league year. That's actually a big deal because Charles Burks coached him at Miami, so that's a name to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and I think he had a bit of a down season last year, but he's been very good in the league. I don't know his age. I mean, it's a guy probably could look up at some time and discuss a little more in depth, or you can look it up now. But yeah, I mean, why not, right? If he wants to come in on the cheap for a year or something, rebuild his market on a Super Bowl winning team, come on down.
Come on down.
Let's fucking go, man. Come on down here and join Chris Jones on a fucking great ass defense.
But yeah, obviously with T, I mean, if they can get a 3 or 4 year deal, I'm all for it, especially if it lowers the cap hit this year a little bit more than what the tag would. The tag would be like $21 million. So if you can lessen that by $7 or $8 million by signing him to an extension that, you know, maybe you backload a little bit or whatever you do with the money, signing bonus, blah, blah, blah. But be interesting. A lot of money. Go spend it, right? You got a Super Bowl window. You got Joe Burrow at your quarterback.
It's not like you can hold on to the money anyway. You have to spend so much of it, so let's go.
Yeah. Mike Brown, you do not get a $50 million bonus for being the GM.
Guess what, Mike? That pie got bigger. We got the go large pie.
The extra large pie, brother.
That's right. Extra large pie.
Courtesy of the NFL. No excuses.
I bet that's one person wasn't happy about the salary cap going up that much.
Yeah, I know the salary cap keeps going, and now people are more confident we can get Higgins. Hey, guess what? We can probably do Higgins and the trenches.
Yeah, the thing is, the offensive tackle market just isn't that strong, you know. And how do they view Onwenu in general? We don't know. because, I mean, he has played left guard and right tackle. I think both at a pretty good level, but some teams might say, well, in our system, we want him as a guard. I don't know how the Bengals view him, but he'd be top of the market to me.
And not to interrupt you, Dale. So come July 4th, Xavier Howard will be 31 years old. So he is up there in age.
But that's why I'm saying if it's a 1-year deal,
right,
it lessens your risk, and it just depends if you got a little extra money and you feel comfortable. Maybe it's a guy who sticks around out there for a while because of the age, and you bring him in for a workout and see what's up.
Man, if Mike Brown's getting a lap dance, for the podcast listeners that aren't watching, Dustin Croft one time, our CEO of the show, paying us to be here. Appreciate that super chat. We have so much cap or pie. Like Mike Brown says, he might even be able to buy a lap dance at the Silver Dollar.
I heard he's a big lap dance guy.
Yeah.
But no, like I say, I mean, I'm not. Should we really be that surprised salary cap's going up every single year? I mean, not really. I mean, the NFL's getting money in. I mean, I know it's a big jump, but still, should we honestly really be that surprised?
No, and it's going to keep going up. I mean, you look at the TV contracts that they're getting from all these networks. They've added in, an extra playoff game, basically, to where the 2 seed doesn't get a bye anymore. So all that money and TV money that they're getting, it's not just going to go away. It's just going to keep growing. So keep spending, baby. I say shoot the load.
Let's go.
Shoot the load. Let's win the Super Bowl.
If you want to go take a ride with me, hey, must be the money.
Oh, man. Greg's getting warmed up already, guys. So.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's right. It's Friday. He promised us a dance.
He promised us something special.
Yep, something special.
Day off. And we did a Thursday show, and he took that day off from the show yesterday to rest up for this.
That's right. He was like Napoleon Dynamite in front of that TV practicing those fucking dance moves.
Right.
Yeah. But top. Go ahead, Greg.
But like I say, a lot of news today in the NFL. But Pork Chop, no, I'm not betting you. I'm done with bets. I took an oath to myself this year. But if I were to bet you, Chop, how much would you be willing to bet that T signs a deal before the franchise tag deadline? What is your bet?
Which side are you taking? You're saying he does sign a deal or not?
I'm not gonna. I don't think he does. I just think
I don't think he does either. So
I don't think that agent's gonna be.
I mean, I hope he does, but
we'll
see.
But another thing to point out next year, Chase's cap hit next year. We just found out is going to be like $22 million. So we pick up his 5th-year option. We owe him $22 million. Am I correct?
That's a lot cheaper than what it'll cost if it ain't the 5th-year option.
Well, not for next season, but the following season.
Following season.
Right. So that, I mean, it's not, it's not going to be part of that $72 million for this season that we have. So fuck it. That's the way I see it. But
hey, Tyler's right, man. Greg, that's your mission. You practice the gritty.
No, you know what? I was walking. So when I take a walk around,
it's the G ready for.
When I take a walk around Madeira, I always wear my Bengal stuff. I'm known as the Bengal Walker, and people have, and I'll walk past people like, hey, people have asked me, "Can you do the gritty?" I'm like, no.
So when you're walking around, people are like, "Oh, it's the Bengal stalker."
It's the Bengal Walker.
Walker. God damn it.
Bengal stalker. Hey, the Bengal stalker is walking by again.
Yeah, that's my name. They're calling you a stalker, Greg.
The Bengal stalker.
They're like, "Kids, lock the doors."
Hey, that's funny because the one of the guys that works at Kroger's walks past our house and we call him the dog barker. We have a nickname for him too. The dog barker. Because he stands in front of my house and gets the dogs barking.
But Andrew there said, I mean, you just look alone talking about, the cap going up. Amazon just paid $150 million for a playoff game this coming season. So it's just these streaming services, right, are paying astronomical amounts of money just for like certain games even. So, yeah, that NFL money is not going away anytime soon. And the cap's just going to continue to rise. Spend it.
Streetwalker.
Yeah, he's a streetwalker.
New chain, Darth, for walking around Madeira.
Streetwalker.
Streetwalker.
Going to change the streetwalker.
Yeah.
Big savage streetwalker.
Yeah. When you get done making them 589 chains for Project Game Day.
Well, Brock Bowers, right? So what we titled the show,
Yep.
Daniel Jeremiah had him going to us. There was another mock draft. It was the CBS Sports guys, Rick Spillman and Ryan something. Sorry, Ryan something.
Yeah, Ryan Smith.
I don't remember. Derek would know. He listens to that religiously, but they also mocked Brock Bowers to the Bengals at 18. So we're seeing a lot of Brock Bowers at 18. How disappointed? So I think we mentioned a little bit, but we'll kick it around the horn since that's the topic. Greg, you can start. So how excited would you be for Brock Bowers? Do you think he's there at 18? And do you think the Bengals should take him at 18?
So you know me, last year I was all team tight end. If it was this year, I'd be all in on Brock Bowers, but just with how the offense played, I mean, we got to hit free agency. Here's for us to get Brock Bowers, we'd have to sign 1, maybe 2 D linemen.
2 to 3, because we're losing some.
Right. So I'm just saying, 2 or 3. We'd have to sign a right tackle that we know, excuse me, we know that can be proven and all. And do I think he's going to be there at 18? I'm going to say 50-50 right now. We'll see. But if he's there,
we got the combine coming up, right? Even though he's probably going to be a little smaller than maybe some people would think, but he's like 6'3", anywhere between 230 and 240.
But the Bengals like Sam Laporta a lot, and I believe he's around the same height as Laporta. Is that correct? Or
I think Laporta is bigger size-wise. But I do think he was around 6'3" also.
Right. Yeah, but would I be excited? All right. Would I be excited? I mean, it's easy to get excited over a big name, receiving tight end or something. I mean, sure, I'd be, but then the same. But if we don't make any moves to free agency, we don't get a line, we don't get the trenches, then I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like, well, we got the targets, but can we get the ball to them though? What?
Yeah.
That's the question. And can we pressure the quarterback? So, a lot would have to be in play for me to be okay with it, to be cool with this.
Well, you need to get in your fucking DeLorean and travel back to 2020 for the same fucking argument with Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell.
No, I was on Team Chase.
And Kyle Pitts. Derek was Team Kyle Pitts.
Hold on. Yes, Joe Burrow. What would you like in the draft if Brock Bowers is available? What?
Yeah, Joe Burrow says
you want Brock Bowers. You don't give a fuck who else is there if he's available. Joe Burrow wants someone to throw the goddamn ball to, man, and he ain't throwing the fucking ball to a right tackle or defensive tackle. If Brock Bowers is there at 18, fucking Brock Bowers. It's a decision up to that point. Number one, he's not coming to 18.
Maybe.
It's possible, but
who knows? Just
that's not who value. I want. I want Jersey. You know me, man. I'm fucking homer on Jerzon Newton. That's the guy I want.
Me too.
Just realistically, and I think that he's got a good chance of falling to 18, especially now because of his injury.
I wanted to mention that he had a surgery, which he played through a foot injury, which, I mean, that's impressive and shows toughness. But hopefully he didn't damage it any worse. But he had a surgery on his foot, just I guess in January, I think it said. So he's not going to be testing at the combine. Neither will Cooper DeJean, the corner from Iowa. So hopefully those guys are able to do some stuff at their pro days still. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's why he's been falling in a lot of these mocks and stuff. Because you watch Johnny Newton and it's just like, damn, I love this guy.
Yeah.
But obviously, anytime there's injuries, you got to pay attention to it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, Brock Bowers isn't the pick that I want, but if he's there at 18,
and Burrow,
how the fuck do you say no to that, man? That guy.
No. Chop it. Burrow says he wants it, man. I'm not going to be questioning.
I was just discussing this last night when we were talking about Joe Mixon. Burrow loves Joe Mixon. The motherfucker caught 63 passes 2 seasons ago. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow likes to throw the ball to people. So anybody that'll catch that ball, man, that's who he loves.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
At some point, though, I say we got to protect you, big guy.
I agree. I agree 100%, but I feel like if you said to Joe Burrow, like, man, we can really shore up this right tackle, and then you got Orlando Brown on the left, but we have this beautiful fucking Ferrari that you can throw passes into the trunk. Joe's going to go, I'll get the ball out quicker. Don't worry about me.
Now, along with wanting him, at what pick, Dustin asked, would you guys feel comfortable trading up? He thinks if he gets to 13, you go.
I would not trade. No.
If you're thinking the Colts are going to take him at 15 potentially, then moving up to around 13 does make sense. you're on the phone with 13. You're on the phone with 14 if you're trying to get in front of the Colts because they might take him. And maybe he doesn't slide that far, but if he's there and that's who Joe Burrow wants, then I think it's still a conversation. But it's just not something the Bengals typically do. I mean, we always say, yeah, they've done a lot of things they don't typically do. But this would be really – they like to add draft capital typically instead of, getting rid of it.
I'd like to see how many times they moved up in the first round.
Not much. And when they got John Carter that time and, he got injured, I think that really screwed him.
I think if Bowers falls to 18, grab him. But I don't think they trade up for him. I think if they trade up, it'll probably be someone else.
No, Chop, like I said, if he's the highest on the draft board, you take him. Best player, if he's the best player available on the draft board, you take him. You never draft by need.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that somewhat.
Now, the guy who likes Kyle Pitts over Jamar Chase, what are your thoughts on Brock Bowers?
Burn.
Okay, first of all, I initially thought that. I didn't end up thinking that.
Till Jamar Chase was really good on the Bengals. Hater.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Jamar Chase, cutter.
I changed my mind. I think there's about maybe a month before the draft, but I flip-flopped the hell out of those picks. I will say that.
Yeah. So Brock Bowers, you want him? Would you trade up? Would you take him at 18 if he falls?
It depends on who else is there. I mean, I don't have.
Fuaga's there.
Fuaga's
there.
Fuaga, I would take Bowers. And here's why. Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals in free agency will cover. I think when it comes draft time, we will have right tackle one. Well, now whether it's a stopgap guy, I think we will have either Illuminor or Onwenu. Those are my picks. You can put it in the bank. The Bengals will have one of those two guys.
What do we get if you're wrong?
Handies.
I'll buy all three of you a stadium beer.
Make it Midwest Best Barbecue.
Make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or 50 West beer.
Treat
in the parking lot.
Yeah,
We'll
transfer to West the parking lot there.
I will buy your guys' meal at Midwest at our draft party. How about that?
All right, done deal.
Sounds good to me.
But I just think, honestly, I think we'll be comfortable with defensive tackle. We'll be comfortable with tight end. We'll be comfortable with right tackle going into the draft where we can take BPA at 18. And if that's the case, in my opinion, I would rather have Newton,
Kobe,
and Bowers.
Oh shit, that did not go well.
Yeah.
I had the punching bag.
I would rather have Newton and Bowers, and that is about it, honestly.
Sorry, I tried to Kobe a shot with my beer can and hit the punching bag. It's like right there. It's terrible. Talk about it, Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
Congratulations to the nominee for the recipient. Here, I'll read him his name on Twitter and all that stuff. The champ. Sorry, here. Let me start over. So we at Project Game Day are proud to announce our first recipient for tickets to their first Bengals game, courtesy of Project Game Day. Congratulations to Trey the Champ Crail. Trey, we will be giving you tickets for yourself and a guest. Who day, buddy?
Who day?
Tyler, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe this will be Trey's first game that he'll be attending. So, and that's what we're trying to do with this. So, it's awesome. We got one picked, and I believe Trey has special needs. He's in a wheelchair, so as soon as tickets go on sale, we're going to be buying tickets for wheelchair accessible for him and a guest of his choosing to bring to the game.
Hey, Tyler. Also, if you can text, you text me because we need to know for Facebook and his username for Facebook and Instagram. We posted also on Project Game Day. Yeah,
And could you text Greg nudes of yourself?
Please, if you don't mind some
As
dick
well.
pics.
He would love that.
He appreciates those.
Yeah.
That's why he's wearing the Juice Gang hat.
And you'll probably get a chain from Darth Bengal.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darth. I'm just adding more chains onto your.
I know.
docket.
Get some more filament. Get some more filament, Darth. We're whoring you out.
I probably should have asked Darth that first, but I'm
right.
just assuming he's going to make a chain for these people.
Don't make fucking Dan Pimp Hand come out.
We'll just say come to lot 1 to get your chain.
To get your swag.
That's it.
Yeah. That way he's got at least a few more months to get the chain made, you know.
Well, he's still got to get all these orders done. Now, I did see Tony, our buddy Tony on Twitter, that received a couple chains already. So some of them are out there, and he's working on the others, guys. It's a long process making those things. So appreciate your patience on it. But Darth is absolutely the man, and we love what he's doing to help raise money for this. And I mean, all the money that's made, guys, is going straight to getting these tickets and stuff. So it's exciting. Oh yeah, I've got so many awesome chains from Darth. I got one with autographs from Ted Karras and
hey, who got you that autograph, Dale? I was wondering.
My good friend Greg. I got to sit and drink beer while Greg was in the line and got the autographs. Then I went back later and bought hats when it died down.
Yeah,
I got a picture with Ted Karras. Me and Derek did. So I didn't even have to wait in the chaos line. I just sent Greg.
No, I volunteer. You were just standing there and all that. I'm like, Dale, give me your thing. Okay, that's
and I said, "Oh, I will."
He said, "Dale, give me your thing."
I walked right into that one. Walked right into that one.
Greg, you got no pants on or something? I just wonder why you turn off your camera every time you stand up.
Because one time I bent down one time and Dale yelled at me. He's like, "Greg, your butt crack's showing, so I ain't taking that chance again."
But yeah, I love the Bengals and Brews chain that Darth did. Those are
shout out.
Yeah.
And now we changed the logo, so we need some more, Darth.
Yeah, what assholes?
You need to
we
freshen
love
it
that
up,
logo
man.
too. We
Let's
had
get on your
multiple
game.
logos, Chop.
Darth, we love you, buddy. Dude, we're happy with what we got, bud.
But yeah, Brock Bowers. If there's any other questions, I guess I could read my scouting report on him since I put a picture of him and
a preview of the guide that you and Santori been working on that's coming out. Also part of Project Game Day.
Should be out within the next 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for that. We'll send the information. Probably a minimum of $1 donation. If you want to donate up to $5, cool. Not asking any more than that for this draft guide. You know what I mean? But if you want to donate $5 instead of $1 or $2 instead of $1, whatever you're willing and capable of giving, and then we'll send the Venmo for Project Game Day. Just screenshot, $1 donation sent. Send that to me or Santori, and then we will get your email as well, and we will email you the draft guide electronically, like that.
Now, if electronically, is
tried
it
to
going to be updated before the draft? Is it kind of one of those like fluid things where like the combine could affect it and all that stuff, or to set?
Well, that's why we're waiting till after the combine. I'm hoping mine won't probably change too much, but I am constantly tinkering with things just because I can't fucking help myself when it comes to the draft. It's like I could move this guy up one spot over this guy.
Right.
Well, hurry the fuck up, combine, because I need my goddamn draft guide.
Well, no,
I can look people up.
I asked Tori the same question. He said unless something very drastic changes, probably not. Now, would say for a player like Mims, who you guys are still, who's high risk, high reward, could he affect could his say if he just does well in the combine, could he maybe move up a spot or two?
I mean, and here's the thing, even if the guy moves up, they're not going to move up much, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, in the draft guide, I've pros, cons, final thoughts on the player. That's not going to change.
Right.
That's already in there from watching tape. So that part's not going to change. Anyway.
The only thing realistically that could really change it is injury, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that would just be added to something or whatever. And if that happens, you can just make a note, Yeah. So I know with Dane Brugler's, I would print these guides off, even though they're 300-400 pages, and put them in a notebook. And
damn, Darth like that fucking crack dealer gives you a free sample and then comes and charges you.
What's about time to start charging people, Darth?
Well, fuck it. Let me get my wallet out.
$1,000 for pork chops, right?
Yeah, $1,000 now. The first hit's free.
But yeah, here's like what will be in the draft guide. Probably be a full page on him. It'll have all his official, hopefully, and official height and weight things that could be at the combine. If some of them don't come till the pro day, the draft guide will probably be out before that. If they don't weigh in, we just might not have it. But I have projected or listed weights and height and weights for everybody already, but the official stuff could come in at the combine.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
But so for Brock Bowers, listed at 6'3", 240. Some think he might come in at anywhere between 230 and 240, maybe 235. Obviously went to Georgia. What, Chop?
You're like he's going to come in between 230 to 240, somewhere in between. We'll say 235.
Yeah.
Or 239.
It was in between. I'm sorry. That's just the way I'm fucking kid.
But pros for him, I've got age. He literally just turned 21. That's how young this kid still is. We're talking about COVID years and this and that with prospects that are 23, 24, 25 years old. He just turned 21, so he's going to be 21 all of his rookie season.
He looks like the oldest guy in the draft, though.
Yeah, like his hairline looks like it's.
He looks like if he showed up at your house, he's fixing the plumbing or some shit like that.
He looks like Andrew Luck's older brother.
Yes.
Hey, I got something to say. Bourbon, do you just only join the show because me and Dale are wearing the Juice Gang hats? Is that only the reason why you come on the show?
I think he knows when we're wearing them. It's like
right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got little.
Exactly.
He's got little sensors in there. At the slightest perspiration, they detect it. That's how he knows it's on. You could have detected my hat was on too, Matt.
But for a player that's only 21, 3 years of experience in the SEC at a big program like Georgia, playing in big games, national championship games, so that's impressive. And then the production over those 3 years. All 3 seasons, he's had over 700 yards every single season for a tight end. And the most was in 2022. He had 942 yards, almost 1,000 yards receiving for a tight end. And that was with a team who had Chops guy Darnell Washington in 2022 as well at tight end.
Well, everybody told me last year, Darnell's not even a starter. He's the backup.
Well, he was. It's the way they use both of them. And they use Bowers more almost like a big slot receiver. You can move him around everywhere. He's not going to be your typical tight end, but I mean, he can block some. It's not that he can't, but I mean, obviously, just the size and you want to utilize his best skills, right? And his best skills is as a receiving tight end. So
he'll get over 1,000 yards here.
He could if we're going to target him, and we targeted tight ends a lot, and we targeted the slot wide receiver and Tyler Boyd. So if he comes in as a mixture of those two things for next season, if you were to draft him, then I would think there's plenty of targets to go his way. Explosiveness in general, good ball skills, yards after the catch ability. So for a tight end, you don't always have that. You don't have guys that have a little wiggle in their game and can get the extra yards after they catch the ball. But Brock Bowers is one of the best that I've scouted probably at tight end in just getting yards after the catch. You get the ball in his hands. He had 5 rushing touchdowns on 19 carries. So they would try to get him throughout his career. That wasn't just in one season, but they just try to get him the ball. Like, he's that good of an athlete. Good contact balance. So that just kind of like, if somebody's tackling him, he's able to, break off of that, stay upright, keep going a lot of times. Good long speed. Kind of already mentioned that. Alignment versatility. So you can move them all around the formation. I talked about that already. Kind of slot, inline. You can put them at H-back. You can put them all over the place. And then the 5 career rushing touchdowns. And then for cons, just a bit undersized for the position, right? 6'3". If he's 6'3", 230, 235, that's not typical elite size for a tight end.
Yeah.
So you may see that affect his RAS score a little bit, even if he tests well. But if he tests, like the freak I think he might, it's not going to affect it too much.
Right.
Could work on his blocking technique, could just improve with that. Has ran kind of a limited route tree a little bit in college. And then he had an ankle injury that forced him to miss some games this past year. So he did come back and play late in the season. Played in the bowl game still, even though they weren't playing for a championship. So that's kind of my pros and cons and scouting reports. Then Santori will add final thoughts on him in as well, and so
right.
that'll all be for like one player, and there's gonna be 230 of these. So
wow, that's awesome.
Damn.
It's going to be better than usually I just rely off Lindy's magazine or something and all that. And Lindy's has been god awful.
Wendy's
Gonna be fucking
can't look at
better
the
than all
Wendy's
of
menu.
Lindys, Lindys that you see on the magazine.
Every draft, Greg thinks we're drafting the Baconator. Nobody knows why.
Baconator is going to be elite in the NFL.
Well, it's funny. The spicy chicken is spicy in this draft.
Baconator.
We drafted Frosty Rucker.
That's when this whole thing started, wasn't it? When you started following the Wendy's
exactly
menu for draft advice.
Yeah. Man, first you get me. I'm so glad, Dale, you're not my interpreter. You got Walker mixed with Stalker and Lindy's and Wendy's. Man, I'm so glad you're not my interpreter, or else I'd be in big trouble.
Fucking love it. I love you, Greg. That's why.
Right.
Cool.
All right. Anybody have draft questions in general? Because we wanted to talk about Brock Bauer. Greg's like me. I'm talking to the chat, Greg, but go ahead. No, go ahead. Seriously.
Well, I was listening to James Rapine talk to Andrew from Fox Miller, and he brought up an interesting point. This Oregon coach that came here that we really don't know much about, because everybody's thinking like, oh, Bo Nix. Obviously, we're not going to draft him or anything. But he mentioned some other players, that Oregon receiver. And
Troy Franklin, man, great deep threat. He doesn't have the greatest size. Curious to see what he officially weighs in at, and what he runs, because his long speed is
short.
And the best name of the draft.
No, he's like 6'3", Chop. So 6'3", but he's like 187. Yeah,
Manuel Forbes, the
right. And you got Powers Johnson with Johnson Powers, awesome name. But I remember, I know if we draft this one, this has to be a T-shirt. I know St. Toro by Bucky, that running back.
Yeah. Marquise Bucky Irving goes by Bucky.
I know St. Toro would be all over. I'm sure St. Toro's all over him just because of that name. So,
let me tell you what I think.
Tell me about Bucky, because I've heard some interesting things about him.
Let's hear about Bucky.
Doesn't have the biggest size, but has great explosiveness, elusiveness. I want to find him so I don't completely talk out of my ass, but I always remember a few things about these guys. But he's actually really good at breaking open field tackles, so that's something I wrote down. So even though he's on the smaller side, it's nice to see that he's still able to break a lot of tackles. And then as far as pass catching, which obviously Joe Burrow, Chop, you were saying how he likes to throw the ball.
He does.
Well, last year alone, he had 52 catches at Oregon. So he's going to give you that. And then, like I said, the burst, good vision. Probably not going to be a big power or short yardage guy just based on his size. And we'll see exactly what he comes in at. He's listed at 5'10", 195, but he might be even smaller. Honestly, he looks smaller than what he's listed at. So, and then with him, he's kind of an unproven pass blocker. And at that size, you're probably not going to ask him to do your pass blocking.
Yeah. Hey,
all right,
Greg, go ahead, Derek.
I was just going to say, I know I was kind of late getting in here, but did you guys happen to mention the 255.4 reasons to re-sign T?
Hey, Derek, this is what you get for coming in late. I'm just kidding. No, yes, we did talk about that, bro.
Okay.
We were talking about signing him to a 3-year deal now that the cap went up.
And the report that, they would still like to work out a long-term deal with him. So, he's expected. It said he's expected to be franchise tagged. And who was that article from? So we give them credit.
Lindsey Patterson retweeted it. Some name, and I'm not good at pronouncing name. What's that?
Last name is like Tulane or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Tulane's a fucking school, Derek. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, give me a sec here, if you would, if I can find it.
Regardless, yeah. So we did kind of talk about that. What's your thoughts, Derek? That's a lot. It's even higher than projected. They were saying $250 million it could go up to, and
right.
Tony
Pauline, yeah, yep.
Pauline, that's it.
So said expected to franchise tag him, but they still are hoping to and trying to work out an extension. So that'd be nice if they could get that done
before and after the tag too. So they're we'll see what happens, but it's that agent who's
I'm personally all for it. Especially honestly, it all depends on the price. But like, if you can get him for what, $22 million
for $1 million. Oh wait,
mean,
that's actually not going to be near enough.
No. I'll play the position for that though.
Not well.
No, well.
What if you were to take a shot in the dark, Dale? What would you think that he's going to want AAV?
I think 25 million.
Yeah,
I've said that since
minimum.
last year. Like 3 years, 75 million could be what he would want, you know. And then he's still fairly young, so if he signed a 3-year, he still got another crack at, if he's productive over those 3 years, another big contract. So.
If he leaves this team, he gets 27 to 30.
Yeah.
No way he's going to play here for 22. I mean, you can love a team.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of I would think that if you can get 27, like 22 is kind of a slap in the face, right?
Well, no. Like Andrew makes a good point here. It's going to come down to guaranteed money. That's, I think, was the reason why we lost Jesse Bates, because we had. I think the Bengals had a very similar contract with the Falcons, but it was guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money. That's what I was going to say. Is we're saying, you know, that the Bengals are out there saying that the long-term deal still in the works for T. Same thing they said with Jesse. You know, same thing they said with Bates, and that's why, you know, they put a poll up like, when do you think that they're going to put T on that franchise tag? And I put last day on that Twitter poll. Yeah. Last day. They'll wait till the last day.
No, they will.
A lot of teams do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to try to negotiate with him. Sure, they're going to try and negotiate. Sure, they're sitting down with David Malagueta trying to get a deal done, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you're telling them, hey, we're going to franchise tag you by this date, so we've got till then to work out a deal. I mean, and sometimes it's probably a game of chicken, you know.
Well,
Derek, you really want a deal.
Derek, you're the betting man here. What are the chances, do you think, that he gets a deal done before the franchise tag? I'm going to say 20%. I
6.9% that he gets a long term.
9.5, but I still got Wood.
There you go. Varsity Blues. Quality movie.
Yep.
So you hit that cold tub.
Stranger asked about Braylon Allen, and I have him as my third running back, but running backs, the combine matters. I want to see how he moves. He was injured this year, but still only 20 years old, massive frame, great power, reliable hands, but not really a high-volume target as far as in the passing game. He has a willing blocker. I mean, the size, he's listed at 6'2", 245, so we'll see what he comes in at. He's a big dude, but he's pretty nimble for a guy of that size. So there's a lot to like with Braylon Allen. I mean, obviously, just a natural comparison from the size and movement of skills is going to be Derrick Henry. I'm not saying he's going to be Derrick Henry, but that's just the comparison you almost have to make with that guy. And what you hope he could be.
I'm just looking up here in the chat at different draft questions. Dustin earlier was asking about TJ Tampa in the second round. What do you think about him, Dale or Derek?
Well, I really like him, and he would be tempting in the second round. I know he's like 6'2". He's good. He's pretty good at everything. Like I've said before, I kind of compare him to Cam Taylor-Britt. You know, I think he's a good tackler. He's good in coverage. He's just a good, solid player with a good amount of experience. Seems like a team leader kind of guy, like Cam seems to be.
CTP.
Sprint to the podium. I don't know if I'd sprint to the podium just because, especially the Bengals wise, right? As far as thinking what they would do. If they think DJ Turner is their other outside corner opposite of Cam and they don't plan on moving him.
Right.
They probably wouldn't take a guy in the second. I'm not going to rule it out. And I think he's talented enough to be taken there.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to roll with what they got with DJ Turner for this year at least.
Yeah, I think they will too.
And once again, it all comes down to who's there.
Yeah.
By the way, Derek, also before you got on the show, I'm sure you heard Xavier Howard got released by the Dolphins. Bit of a connection with the Bengals because of Charles Burks coached him down there. He's going to be 31 come July 4th. I know he dealt with injury, but four-time Pro Bowler. Do you think he's worth looking into?
I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. His production dropped a lot last year.
Right.
I mean, it'd be worth looking into.
They say he's going to get significant interest. They say he's going to get significant interest.
Do the cricket sound, Chop. That's what happened there. I don't know why no one was saying anything.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought, for swear to God, I was like waiting, like, am I the one frozen? I can't hear anything.
Right, exactly.
It was Derek. You had Derek. Derek disappeared. That's what happened. That son of a bitch, Derek.
I know. This fucker comes in here and fucks shit up and goes.
Chris asked if they announced compensatory picks yet. No. I feel like it's not too long after the combine, but I don't remember exactly when those are announced. But I feel like it shouldn't be too much longer that those get announced. Probably look back at when they've been announced in previous years, and that'd give us a good idea. I see a question about Isaiah Davis at running back. Yeah, we talked about him a little yesterday, South Dakota State. He's like 220, so he'd be more of your power back. Was at the Senior Bowl. Like I said, didn't necessarily stand out, but didn't look out of place coming from an FCS school. Obviously, he's been playing lower-level competition, but South Dakota State's been like North Dakota State. I think they won the FCS title this year. They've got a ton of draft prospects. So, yeah, I mean, I think he's in a conversation for a day 3 guy if you're looking, to add another running back at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still on that Marshawn guy.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Marshawn Lloyd, yeah.
USC. We talked about him some yesterday, too. Curious to see what he runs because he looks super fast on tape. Yeah. And at the Senior Bowl, he weighed in at 217 at 5'9". So I didn't expect him.
Big guy.
I didn't expect him to weigh 217. He didn't look that big on tape, and he's so fast and explosive. So good for him.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind.
Are we going to see pictures of him doing the whole Saquads thing again? Is this going to be this guy? Will be the Saquon Barkley with the quads?
No, man. The guy who looks like they have the biggest tree trunk legs is Estime from Notre Dame.
Jesus.
I mean, that guy has some thick-ass legs, man.
So you did like my...
No homo. Or homo.
Did you like my mock draft I did yesterday, that I posted? Because that's what I took was Estime. It's one of my picks. And I know Dusty, who's really getting in the draft, I remember him talking about the Colorado State tight end. He was a big fan. I'm like, okay, I'll pick him. And seemed like you guys and Jared were all in.
Yeah, I liked it. And I liked your second-round pick because I said there's not a lot of guys that I would take for right tackle if we don't take anybody in the first. I think almost the value and the guys I have rated for the third round are better. But you took Suamatea because he fell from BYU. He's played right tackle 2 years ago, left tackle this past season. I I've got him as a top of the second round guy. So if he falls to our pick at 49, Greg, I would love that. And that's why I didn't kind of mention him with a potential second round guy for us yesterday, because typically me personally, I think he could be gone at the end of the first round even. Yeah. I think he's that good. But if he's there in the second, I would love that value.
Dane Brugler said he's the most interesting player in the draft. Willie Anderson has coached him, so he's going to have connections with the Bengals. But isn't there a lot of downside with him too? Is he still kind of learning the game still, or?
I mean, he's a 5-star recruit. I like this tape, honestly. I have him right there with Mims. I have him and Mims similar, and Mims falls a little bit now. Right. When you watch Mims, you're like, holy shit, and he's 6'10", 340. But at the same point in time with Suamatea is listed smaller, so he's listed at 6'4", 329. We'll see what he actually comes in at. But I mean, that's still good size, right?
Right.
That's probably closer to the guy we've been talking about coming here, Jermaine Illuminor. I know he's only like 6'4", so he played a little guard. And maybe some teams are thinking this guy'd be better moving him to guard. We'll see. But I think he has enough length, which if he gets the arm measurements, that'll be important for him.
I got him mixed up with the guy out of Yale. My bad. The guy from Yale is the one I got mixed up. He's been working with Willie Anderson. That guy, that's the one I think he's interesting, but I hear there's a lot of things he needs to work on still. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and he's from Yale, so like the level of competition's a lot smaller. And he had a season-ending injury, I believe, this year. So there's not a ton of tape on him from this past season. And there's not a ton of tape on him in general. So I have him as like a fourth-round guy because things you hear about him. I know a lot of people have him as a second-round guy. I just don't have enough tape to like value him up there
Right.
with the guys I've watched, 4 or 5 games of.
Right. And like the running backs, I'm not too familiar with the running backs later rounds. There's going to be a lot of good running backs in those later rounds. But like the Bucky guy I've heard about, and trying to think. I don't remember too many.
Someone send Matt a link. He asked for a link.
Our buddy, Cincy James. Who he's going to Ray Knight. Tell me about Ray Knight.
Ray Davis from Kentucky.
Ray Knight was a former Reds player, my man.
Yeah, and it's a guy I talked about yesterday that I moved down to the end of the third. I had him at the top of the third. I just moved him down because he's going to turn 25 in November.
Right.
That is old. I mean, not old compared to me and Chop.
Shit. I don't know about you, Dale, but my 13th birthday is on Thursday.
Oh, fair enough, right? I'm the old guy on the show now.
Yeah, you're the old fucker.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm assuming Matt wants that link on Twitter. I'll be right back.
I mean, there's literally an argument right now about a certain running back who's 27 right now, and they're talking about cutting him. Should we cut him? Should we keep him? And if this guy's coming in at 25 years old, that's a no for me.
Right, exactly, because you got to start out. It's just
wait a minute. Who's 25? Is it Ray Davis? Is 25?
Ray Davis will turn 25 in November, so he's 24 right now.
Yeah,
that's a big knock because tape-wise, I liked his tape probably as much as any prospect in this entire draft. And he had a good Senior Bowl week, catching the ball and things like that. He's explosive. He's 5'8", 220, so he is thick.
Let me ask you this, though.
And he's good, explosive. I love him. He played at Kentucky SEC competition and was dominant this past season.
Let me ask you this,
I'm not against bringing him in. We brought in Chuck Sizzle, right? But I'm just saying, this guy would be, if he's there in the 4th, I would take him. But I don't think I could. I like him enough to take him in the 3rd round on tape, but I wouldn't take him in the 3rd round because of that age. That's just, there's a lot of miles on those tires.
What if we go by this new philosophy of you just draft a new running back every time you need one instead of extending their contract because they're not
utilized? A lot of teams do that.
Well, I'm just saying, if we get Ray Davis and he's older and he plays out his rookie contract and balls out for us, then we just move on to get another one and we don't take him in his 30s or re-sign him.
And you also already have Chase Brown, and know there's nothing saying you can't draft another guy in the day 3, because 4th through 7th round is day 3. You got Chase Brown in the 5th. I mean, you draft some guys at positions in the 5th, 6th round. They don't make your teams some years.
Would that Ray Davis, would his running style complement Chase Brown?
I mean, I'm not even worried about the compliment thing anymore. I just say get the damn best players at running back and let them play. Okay. Now, sometimes you do need pass blockers, but hell, that's what Drew Sample's for, right?
Look at Antoine. Was he in the Senior Bowl or the Senior Citizen Bowl?
That's a good one. I like that answer.
Yeah. Oh.
That's quality. But, yeah, I mean, because some of the, especially running backs, like Jonathan Brooks from Texas, I got him right behind Benson, but Brooks is 20 years old. You're comparing a guy that's 20, but he's a guy I think could go in like the 2nd round. I think him and Benson the only 2 guys that have a chance to go in the 2nd, in my opinion, on my rankings at least. I don't think anybody goes in the 1st.
Is Benson the kid out of Florida?
Yes. Florida State.
Florida State.
That's why I need that draft guide, Dale.
I know. It's coming. It's coming. And when it comes, it's going to come real hard.
Let's hear that, or I get Lindy's or Let's hear that, Dale. I get Lindy's or Burger King's draft.
Yeah.
You should get the Taco Bell draft.
Oh, screw Taco Bell.
Yeah, because now that NFL's got games in Mexico City, Greg.
Yeah, so you were high on King Henry because you're high on the King from Burger King.
That's right.
Truth comes out.
Yeah.
Any other draft questions?
Greg loves a Whopper.
Have you guys seen any other draft questions?
Do
you guys have any other draft questions? We're about 50 minutes in. I don't know how long you guys want to go today. I'm good.
No.
Well, you guys can go as long as you want. I mean, I do have to shower for fucking work. Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to think here. Like I say, give me a receiver that we could get in the rounds 4 through 7.
Yeah, we talked about some of the receivers, and I think, as of right now, we're thinking T will be back. So, to me, it's slot receivers. And I talked about Malik Washington. I'm curious to see what he tests. The Washington boys, Taj Washington from USC, another slot guy. Jaquan Jackson from Tulane. There's a few right there. Ricky Pearsall and Roman Wilson might go a little higher. I'm more like, if we could land a guy in the 4th round, Jacob Cowing, I really like from Arizona, but he's only 165 pounds. So
what about Rice's son out of USC?
He's not really a slot guy. He's more outside, but I like him. I've got him as a solid 3rd round guy. He's never had huge production, and his game-to-game production varies. So he'll have a good game, and then he won't have much for 2 weeks. And Taj Washington, who I mentioned from USC, was actually a more go-to guy, even though he's only like 5'8", 5'9". He was more go-to for that.
I would put up a question. You're talking about receiver room, and Tyler had a question earlier about what the receiver room would look like if they drafted Brock Bowers, Chase Higgins, Yoshi. Who do you think we bring back? What day in the draft will we pick? Which you guys kind of went over right there.
Damn, Greg was on that already. He did see your question, Tyler. He just Matt, you are worse than Derek right now.
Matt, you out there?
Just so we can hear the highway.
I'm here. It's not that bad, is it?
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, bro.
You got your window down?
No, it's pretty quiet in my car.
It's quiet now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I took it off Bluetooth.
I'll just say this
Is it better now?
about the wide receivers.
Yes.
Yeah. If we draft Brock Bowers in the 1st round, I don't see us taking a receiver the rest of the draft. Because that signifies to me that you're going to go a lot of 12 personnel, and when you're putting 3 receivers out there, Bowers will be that 3rd receiver.
That's true. And I mean, because Tyler Boyd was filling in the role as a receiver. I was talking to a friend of mine. Think about it. Tyler Boyd was being the tight end pretty much in a way, yeah. And I'd rather replace. And if we lose Tyler Boyd, I'd rather replace him with a tight end, a good tight end at least.
Yeah, we'll see. And they got to use him right. And we'll see if Bowers is still there, first off. And then if they want him. But you need to address the trenches either way.
Yes.
That, so I think Andrew's got a question here about Luke McCaffrey. I'm a little lower on him as but he's a day 3 guy. I mean, he's interesting. Former quarterback. Then he played wide receiver, I think, the past 2 years with some pretty decent production. Gives you some returnability as well.
Another DH Gate McCaffrey.
Yeah, he is definitely not as talented as Christian, but he's not bad. And he's got good, good football IQ.
What's that, his brother?
Quarterback. Yeah, it is Christian's brother. He's got long arms. He's a decent route runner. Obviously, football family. He was the team captain there at Rice. But he's 6'1", 202. That's official from the Senior Bowl. Has pretty good functional strength. Lacks the top end speed and explosiveness. Right? Yeah, not bad. He had a decent week. Yeah. He didn't stand out the way I thought he needed to really elevate himself to 3rd or 4th round or anything. He would be more, 5th, 6th round. He's a jag, Derek, as you like to say. He's just a guy to me. I just don't see the explosiveness. I mean, maybe it's just the shiny toy thing for me, but I like the Taj Washingtons, the Jaquan Jackson, the Jacob Cowings, the more explosive guys off the line that create the separation and constantly get open. They're open and they got more run after catch ability. So that's the guys that I like a little more.
I'm having a candy bar.
I can't talk all the time, you 3.
I thought I'd be done by the time you were.
You know what? Look, we're not taking any of these guys in chop. I'm not trying to start anything with you, I swear. But, you think about it with Malik, this debate between Neighbors and Harrison. Chop, look who was throwing the ball to Neighbors and look who was throwing the ball to Harrison.
Shut the fuck up, Greg. That's no goddamn argument.
I'm sorry. But look who was throwing to Neighbors and look who was throwing to Harrison. The Heisman Trophy was thrown to Neighbors, and a guy who Ohio State wants to get rid of was thrown to Harrison.
O-H.
I-O, baby.
I-O.
I knew we'd convert you, pork chop.
You didn't? Mine was sarcastic.
Nope, that was official conversion. You heard it here first.
No.
Pork chop's a Buckeye fan.
Here, if you're watching this, we have a traitor here, Kieran.
Ain't no traitor here. I still go Malik Neighbors. I'm not saying that Marvin Harrison isn't better than Malik Neighbors. I said, but that whole thing about Jaden Daniels is throwing to him, I don't give a shit, man. Guess what? He also had to compete with Brian Thomas Jr. for catches. Who the fucking Marvin Harrison? Who is he competing with up there? Is there another fucking star receiver?
Emeka Egbuka, who
has he got the production that Brian? I don't watch Ohio State.
Davion Williams at running back.
That's wide receiver you. Oh my Lord!
Ohio State is not wide receiver you.
They have that for last
Eric Wilson, Chris Olave. It goes on.
Chop, don't worry.
Now.
I've got a scarlet and gray Cincy hat at the house right now. If you want one, I can get you one too.
You can put it with that same fucking Evan McPherson jersey from last season. Right in the goddamn fire. Fuck that thing. LSU. NFLSU.
Yeah.
You might be wide receiver you can claim whatever you want, but Louisiana State is NFLSU.
Is Harold Perkins your number one player on your draft board next year?
Let's see what he does.
All right.
I mean, LSU's defense fucking sucked last year. If LSU's defense last year,
did you accidentally say LSD?
If LSU's defense
flashbacks.
If they were half of a defense, if they were just half as good, you know what I'm saying? Then they probably would have won the national championship. That fucking offense was on fire.
Okay, if we're doing that, if Ohio State had a quarterback half as good as LSU had, they would have won the national championship.
No, they wouldn't, because they fucking suck.
If I had a big,
you're not doing me any favors here backing up Ohio State, Chap. You're not doing me any favors.
I'm not backing them up. I said because they fucking suck.
You're making me back up Ohio State here, Chop. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, you got to back up someone, Greg. You got a shit-ass fucking D3 school that you root for.
Oh, damn. Shots fired at Cincinnati.
Hey, Chop, let's play basketball. Let's play basketball right now, buddy.
I got to go to work.
LSU beat Kentucky the other day, so I can't say nothing right now.
Okay. I haven't been watching UC, babe. We got Edrin James' son, though, at least. We got Edrin James as a UC fan now, so I'll take that.
That's true.
Andrew Fox Miller asking the hard-hitting Twitter conversation questions. How do I feel about Hubbard's current cap hit? Keeping in mind how productive he was on the field and also how productive he continues to be with getting all my wife's attention.
No shit.
He wasn't productive enough to keep getting our wife's attention. I will say that this season.
Yeah.
Now, I know he was dealing with an injury. I do think defensive end in general is more important of a position. But fuck that guy. Am I right? Oh, look at me. I'm Sam Hubbard, and I'm attractive.
You said butt fuck that guy.
I want to butt fuck that guy.
I'm not going guy.
To. There is no one on the screen.
Butt fuck those guys. I just got to blow my nose and I'll come back on.
I'm putting my dance pants on.
Oh. Speaking of butt fuck.
What do you guys think about Sam Hubbard, his contract, though, in general, since Sam Hubbard was mentioned? That's a hot topic, Twitter conversation. And I know Andrew's just joking around about how Sam Hubbard's just a attractive piece of shit.
I'll say, you know what? In all honesty, I think all of them should be on the table for potential restructures, but
that's not the Bengal way.
No.
Yeah, that's not the Bengals way. You're right. And
they got to have them fuckers sit outside of Mike Brown's office in the hallway, just one at a time, come in and renegotiate.
I mean, hell, Dale, you and I were talking about this the other day. I would approach if I was the GM or if I was Mike Brown, I would approach Joe Mixon. I would approach Sam Hubbard. I would approach all these guys that you don't mind giving an extra year to and just splitting their cap hit in half and just adding another year under their deal.
Void years, baby. Talking about them void years.
Void years. Void years, baby.
Yeah, the Bengals don't typically do that, so that's why I don't get too caught up in all that. But I don't see the reason to compare like Hubbard to Mixon because the positional value is just so much different.
Right.
Like it's not even an argument on positional value. Now, do I hope Miles Murphy takes a big step and starts getting more snaps in general? Yeah. Do I hope Joseph Osai gets back to the form we were kind of seeing a couple seasons ago toward the end of the year? Yes. We need that.
Yep.
I want a veteran defensive end, an edge rusher. We see every single year. We see the Ravens bring in these veteran edge rushers that contribute to their team.
Exactly.
Calais Campbell, who was the Kyle Van Noy, all these guys that they bring in year after year, Justin Houston, and they produce, right?
Look at the Texans when they had nobody, and they should list all those free agents they signed. Yeah. Look how well that worked out for them.
Yeah, one being Sheldon Rankins, who I would like to get in here as a backup. I mean, that's like yesterday, and I'll talk to you guys about this since you guys I don't think were on. I can't remember if you were on at the time, Chop. But I never thought I would say I would consider cutting B.J. Hill, but the conversation, Chop, I think you were on here, was like if you were able to sign Justin Matabuke, then I think you could consider it at least, right? If you're able to save $8.5 million because you signed Matabuke for 20, well, my backup probably isn't going to get $8.5 million in BJ Hill at that point. So I'd try to bring in Rankins for $4 or $5 million for a season as the backup. Yep. Either way, we need to improve the backup position. I think BJ Hill can be an adequate starter, but you better have a rotational guy with him.
I think so too.
But if you're able to get Matabuke or Chris Jones in that fantasy world, then you get them, right? Because they're damn good, and you can use some of that money from BJ Hill. And I love BJ Hill, and I don't want to see him go anywhere. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just trying to look at it from a cap, which a cap being Bengals have $74 million. You got plenty of cap right now, but at the same point in time, if you start signing guys for $20 million, that cap goes away pretty quickly.
Yeah, if you could, in all honesty, I mean, going back to the Sam Hubbard thing. If you are looking at him saying, okay, Miles Murphy, he is going to take a step up, that reduces Sam Hubbard to a 2-down player at most. I mean, am I right in saying that?
I mean, in a you would hope, right? In a best case scenario, you've got Ty, Murphy, Hendrickson on your passing downs, and hopefully some improved depth on the interior for the passing downs. Then yeah. Or maybe Sam goes back on the interior at times, which I haven't wanted to do lately, but he did early in his career for some of those passing downs.
I did hear some things where I don't know if this is true or not, so I'm just speculating about Sam Hubbard not wanting to move inside. But I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. But
it's the offseason, Derek. There's no speculation goes on here.
People do not fight amongst
We do not speculate.
Not being
in the offseason.
But if he's a 2-down player, then is he valued at $18 million? Absolutely not.
Yeah, and off the top of my head, I don't know Sam Hubbard's contract details. I don't know what his cap hit would be. If you thought about release, they're not going to release him, but
I'll look it up right now for you.
Well, Greg, what you really need to do before Chop has to get off here, we can continue the show for a little while if you guys want.
Right.
But you need to get your dance moves ready.
All right. Give me a sec here. Let me get my headphones.
Make the screen big. How you do that, Dale?
Okay. I get Greg center stage as he deserves. See, now it's just me. Hello.
Now do your dance.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I'm really going to get you on this one. It's going to be the worst song in the world. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
This is
I'm a BJ Hill cutter now, guys.
Yeah.
This is one of the crappiest songs ever, but it was a popular crappy song.
Must be one of them Taylor Swift songs.
Shut the hell up.
Nickelback.
Who the hell remembers the hamster dance?
Oh, my God.
Nope.
I can do it.
I remember the general thing, but.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Hey, don't right. Play the hamster dance.
You got headphones on, right?
Yeah, he's telling Siri.
I was going to say. Nope, it's Industrious. Perfect timing, buddy.
No. The headphones aren't working. Hold on.
Oh shit! Technical difficulties.
Copyright.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, look at him. Special Friday. Amsterdam.
Here we go. Is
that a real dance? Derek left. He couldn't handle it.
I drove off the road.
John, what is going on right now?
I don't know.
That Amsterdam.
Hey, you got to end it with the dot bot.
Yeah, dot bot time.
You got a dot bot.
You didn't see my feet. No, come on. Do you want me to start over seeing my feet or?
No. Do you got to hit the dot bot at the end. It's your
Dot
signature.
bot. That's your signature move.
That's your signature move. It's your finisher.
No.
he got all tuckered out doing the hamster dance.
That hamster dance.
Yeah.
Was that a real actual dance? Did people
gerbil
actually
jig.
dance like that? Or did
Well,
you
no,
like,
you put my thought in my head, Dale.
Okay, no, I was just asking, Greg.
You want to see? You want to see my feet? What did you think I was doing?
I didn't know if it was an actual dance or not. I
Greg,
never.
what-
It was a dance that I created. Yes.
You create. Okay, that's what I was asking. Did you create this, or was it an actual, dance?
Yes, I created it.
You need to work on the whip and the nay. That whole.
Well, see, but I can't. But you guys have to listen to it with me
Thank
to
you,
get.
Greg.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
Why you want to show Dale your feet?
Because never mind. I was tippy-toeing a little bit.
I don't have a foot fetish. I really don't.
Not until you met Greg.
Okay.
But Greg, you could prove me wrong. I could develop
Greg,
one.
That Friday dancing was brought to you by Midwest Best Barbecue
Yeah, it was.
and also 50 West,
Mhm.
where you can get delicious beer. Between the two, you can get delicious beer, chicken wings, fry sauce, burgers, fries, coleslaw, green beans, baked beans, mac and cheese, pulled pork, brisket,
Are you
and
reading the
fucking
menu?
even bread. You put it in between bread.
Cred?
Yeah, and
Some weekends you can get.
Oh no! Andrew Fox. Oh crud! He was watching it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Andrew, please don't, man. I have a lot of respect for you, buddy. Please don't. Please don't post this.
I mean, he could probably make that into an elite, video,
yeah.
like a remix the whole thing with the song behind it.
Oh, I thought he was doing that. I thought he meant the song. Okay, never mind.
That did kind of remind me of when Fred goes bowling.
I thought Andrew. I'm sorry. I thought you meant the song or something. Yeah. Oh no, the day he did me the dance. So Andrew, please don't, man. Please don't.
We're gonna be playing it on Locked On now.
Andrew, I have a lot of respect for you, man.
That's
Please
their
don't.
new opener.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Welcome to
No,
Locked
Andrew's gonna be. What's gonna happen? Andrew's now gonna be tuning in every time I have to dance or something. Great. Why don't he? He's gonna tell James Rapine. He's gonna tell everybody about this.
That's what's gonna make you fan of the year, Greg.
Yeah.
That little dance. When you're ruler of the jungle, they expect that dance to go on.
Big
I'm not doing it. I am not doing
Savage
the dance
dancer.
for Rule of the Jungle. I'm not. No.
You're doing the fucking dance,
Yeah,
Greg.
Greg, what if they're like, oh, you can have sideline passes for the season, but we need you to dance, baby.
At halftime.
Then let's do the hamster dance.
Yeah, at halftime, you got to get out there. You got to do the hamster dance and the dot bot.
An entire halftime dance performance of all
The dot bot, I need more room to do.
You got the whole god. You got 100 yards. What else you
I'll
need?
send a video to Dale or something. God,
And on a brand new turf.
How many videos?
You get to do the dot bot
This
on a
was
brand
back
new
in
turf.
2003 or 4 in high school. I did this. Oh my God, the times have changed. This is 20 years ago.
You still got it, Greg.
It's like
No, I don't.
the fucking
all
dot
saw it.
bot is like a good wine, man. It gets better with age, Greg.
If I do it
I
on
didn't see your
someone's,
dot bot back.
someone's
in
going to
the-
call the cops on me, say there is a weirdo outside. The
Believe me,
stalker,
the cops
the
in
Bengal
Madeira-
stalker,
cops
the,
in- Greg, the cops in the
stalker
deer
walker.
already know about
the
you.
stalker walker is outside acting like a nut job.
Right, the stalker walk. The Bengal stalker's outside.
First he had a chainsaw. Now he's just acting all kinds of crazy.
He had a chainsaw. He'll rub your ass raw.
No, I was trying to take a Bengals picture for Friday for Show Your Stripes, and a bunch of people from the nursing department thought I was some psycho.
Fucking nurses.
Well, they weren't wrong.
Right. They just were wrong about the
because I was parked near the dumpster. I put my phone in my car because nobody holds my phone, and I was ripping my shirt open, and they thought, oh, God dang it, man.
Oh, here, Marshall said you can team up with Houday and get out there and you can teach Houday the dot bot.
No, that won't be. I don't want to get made fun of by the other fan base.
Andrew says, "Don't worry, he doesn't even know how YouTube works."
Oh, Andrew, please don't. Andrew, man, please don't, buddy. I respect you a whole hell of a lot, buddy. Please don't.
Pandering, Greg.
If you do, Greg will buy you a chopped cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I'll send it to you on the way.
Yeah. You will never get that chopped cheese sandwich.
That fucking place will shut down.
Hey,
the owner
hey. That's what you think, though, Chop. It's going to come to you when you least expect it, man. Even if you're naked in the shower, and I'll break into your house.
I'll be naked in the shower here in a few minutes, Greg.
Greg just shows up and hands you a sandwich.
Here's a sandwich, buddy.
Here's a sandwich. I'll eat that fucker in the shower naked. I'll be like,
I'm just kidding. Not kidding. You got cats at your house, man. You got.
Oh, that's right. Greg ain't stepping foot in my house.
Yeah, you got like 27 cats. So
Greg's afraid of pussy. A lot of pussy over here.
No pussy for Greg.
Greg's like, no pussy. He's like, I'll come over there, but it can't be no pussy. Although he will take a nice piece of ass.
I have a German chocolate cake for tonight.
He's got German chocolate ass.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, Greg.
I heard that's a rare variety of ass.
That is. All right.
Well, I reckon we'll end this one. I mean, Greg's dancing. You can't really top it. So there's
what are you going to do now?
Here, so.
Yeah.
Can we? No, this is not going to go on. I'm going to retire this dance really soon if it kills me.
Come on now. It's the only reason anyone still tunes into this damn show, Greg. Right. It's your dancing.
All right, fine.
That was very easy, Chop.
I know.
I didn't think it would be that easy to talk into it.
He knows.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Love y'all.